Welcome to Damal Consult Career Academy. Are you preparing for a software developer interview in New Zealand in 2025? You're in the right place. In today's video, we'll be covering the top interview questions for software developers, along with strategic answers and tips to help you pass your interview with confidence. Whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting your career, this guide will help you stand out and succeed. Let's dive in and get you one step closer to landing that dream job. 1. Can you describe your experience with software development in New Zealand's tech industry? I have experience working within New Zealand's dynamic tech environment, where innovation, collaboration, and adaptability are highly valued. In my previous role, I worked on several projects involving cloud-based solutions, mobile app development, and enterprise software for clients across healthcare, finance, and education sectors. I'm familiar with the Agile and Scrum frameworks, which are widely adopted in New Zealand, and I've regularly collaborated with cross-functional teams to deliver user-focused and scalable products. Additionally, I place a strong emphasis on writing clean, secure, and maintainable code while following best practices like code reviews, automated testing, and continuous integration. Being part of New Zealand's tech industry has helped me understand the importance of diversity, cultural sensitivity, especially with Maori and Pasifika communities, and sustainability in technology development. I'm excited to continue contributing to this innovative and fast-growing sector. 2. What programming languages are you most proficient in, and how do you stay up to date with new programming technologies? I am most proficient in JavaScript, Python, and Java. I use JavaScript frequently for both front-end and back-end development, especially with frameworks like React and Node.js. Python is my go-to for data-driven applications and scripting, while Java has been essential in building scalable enterprise-level applications. To stay up to date with new programming technologies, I dedicate time each week to learning. I follow leading tech blogs, attend webinars, and take online courses through platforms like Coursera and Udemy. I also contribute to open-source projects and actively participate in coding communities like GitHub and Stack Overflow. This helps me stay current with emerging trends, new frameworks, and best practices, ensuring that my skills remain relevant and competitive in the fast-changing tech industry. 3. Can you walk us through a recent software project you worked on? What was your role, and what were the key challenges you faced? In my most recent project, I worked on developing a web-based appointment booking system for a healthcare company here in New Zealand. The goal was to create a platform that allowed patients to book, reschedule, and cancel appointments online, while also integrating with the clinic's internal management software. My role was as a full-stack developer. I was responsible for designing the front-end interface using React.js and developing the back-end services with Node.js and Express. I also worked closely with the database team to ensure smooth data management with MongoDB. One of the main challenges we faced was ensuring real-time updates across multiple users, especially when appointment slots were being filled or canceled. To solve this, I implemented WebSocket communication to keep the front end updated instantly without requiring page refreshes. Another challenge was ensuring security and data protection, especially because we were dealing with sensitive patient information. I worked with the security team to implement Jute authentication, role-based access control, and ensured the application complied with New Zealand's Privacy Act. Despite the challenges, the project was a success. It improved booking efficiency by 45% within the first 3 months of launch, and the client was extremely pleased with the outcome. Before we proceed further in this video, if you're aiming to land a software developer role in New Zealand, we've got a powerful tool to help you succeed. Download our exclusive ebook, Top Software Developer Interview Questions and Answers for New Zealand. It's packed with the most relevant technical and behavioral questions, expert sample answers, and yes, it's very affordable, with the 50% discount currently on. To order, simply click on the sealer or fourth wall link in the description box of this video. For more details, chat with our online customer care rep on WhatsApp or email us. Don't miss out, get your copy today and ace your interview. 4. How do you approach debugging and troubleshooting code? Can you provide an example from a past project? When I approach debugging and troubleshooting code, I first try to clearly understand the problem by replicating the issue. I carefully read any error messages, review logs, and isolate the part of the code where the problem occurs. I break down the code into smaller sections and use debugging tools or manual print statements to trace the flow and identify the root cause. Once identified, I apply a solution, then thoroughly test to ensure the fix doesn't introduce new issues. For example, in a recent project where we built a web application for a New Zealand-based client, a major bug was causing the user session to expire prematurely. I first replicated the issue in the staging environment and reviewed the session management code. Using breakpoints and log tracing, I found that an authentication token was not being refreshed correctly after timeout thresholds. After correcting the refresh logic and adding automated tests to cover session expiry cases, the issue was fully resolved. This approach helped us maintain user trust and improve system reliability. 5. How do you ensure that your code is scalable and maintainable for future development? In my development process, I prioritize writing clean, modular, and well-documented code. I make sure to follow industry standard design principles, such as solid and dry. Repeat yourself to promote scalability and ease of maintenance. When building solutions, I focus on separating concerns, designing flexible architecture, and ensuring that components can be easily updated or extended without breaking existing functionality. I also conduct regular code reviews with my team to maintain high coding standards and incorporate unit tests and integration tests to catch potential issues early. In addition, I maintain clear and thorough documentation to make it easy for other developers to understand and build upon the codebase in the future. Ultimately, my goal is to deliver code that not only meets current project requirements, but also supports long-term growth and evolving business needs. 6. What is your experience with Agile or Scrum methodologies, and how do you apply them in your software development process? I have solid experience working with both Agile and Scrum methodologies. In my previous roles, we followed Scrum frameworks with 2-week sprints, daily stand-ups, sprint planning meetings, and retrospectives. I actively participated in sprint planning sessions where we broke down complex features into manageable user stories and tasks. Throughout the development process, I worked closely with cross-functional teams, including product owners, designers, and testers, to ensure that each sprint delivered high-quality, functional increments of the product. I apply Agile principles by being flexible to changing requirements, maintaining constant communication with stakeholders, and delivering iterative improvements. I also ensure that tasks are prioritized based on business value, and I regularly seek feedback to adapt and refine the software to meet user needs. Agile and Scrum help me stay focused, organized, and collaborative, which ultimately leads to faster delivery times and better overall project outcomes. 7. How do you ensure that software you develop is secure, especially when handling sensitive data? I ensure that the software I develop is secure by following secure coding practices from the very beginning of the development process. I adhere to recognized standards such as OWASP best practices to prevent vulnerabilities like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and cross-site request forgery. I make sure sensitive data is always encrypted, both at rest and in transit, using strong, industry-approved encryption methods. I implement robust authentication and authorization frameworks, ensuring that users only access information they are permitted to see. Regular code reviews and security audits are an essential part of my workflow, helping to catch potential issues early. I also focus on validating all user inputs properly and handling errors securely to avoid exposing the system to threats. Furthermore, I keep myself updated with the latest security trends and threats by attending trainings and following trusted security organizations. For me, security is built into every phase of development, from design to deployment. 8. Can you describe a time when you had to collaborate with cross-functional teams, such as designers or product managers, to deliver a software solution? Yes, definitely. In my previous role, I worked on a mobile app project designed to improve customer engagement for a retail company. The project required close collaboration with UI or UX designers, product managers, and marketing teams. At the start, we held joint meetings to fully understand the user requirements and business goals. The designers provided mock-ups and user journeys, while the product managers outlined the features and delivery timeline. Throughout the development process, I maintained regular communication with the designers to ensure the app's functionality aligned with the intended user experience. When technical limitations arose, I proactively suggested alternative solutions that still preserved the user-friendly design. We used agile methodology, holding daily stand-ups and weekly sprint reviews, which kept everyone aligned. In the end, we successfully launched the app on time, and it significantly improved user engagement metrics by over 30%. This experience taught me the value of clear communication, flexibility, and understanding different perspectives when working within cross-functional teams. 9. What tools or frameworks do you prefer for software testing, and how do you integrate testing into your development workflow? In my development workflow, I prioritize testing from the very beginning to ensure high-quality and reliable software. For unit testing, I typically use Junit for Java applications, PyTest for Python projects, and Jest for JavaScript applications. For integration and end-to-end testing, I prefer tools like Selenium, Cypress, or Playwright, depending on the project requirements. I also make use of test-driven development (TDD) whenever possible, where I write tests before writing the actual code. This approach helps me focus on writing clean, maintainable, and bug-free code. In terms of integrating testing into my workflow, I set up continuous integration CI pipelines, using platforms like GitHub Actions, Jenkins, or GitLab CI so that tests are automatically triggered with every commit or pull request. This ensures that issues are caught early in the development cycle and not at the final stages. Additionally, I advocate for code reviews and peer testing, which not only improve code quality but also encourage knowledge sharing within the team. 10. How do you handle tight deadlines or high-pressure situations while maintaining code quality and meeting project objectives? In high-pressure situations with tight deadlines, I focus on staying organized and prioritizing tasks effectively. First, I break down the project into smaller, manageable milestones and set realistic timelines for each. I prioritize the most critical features or components that directly impact the project's success. Clear communication with my team and stakeholders is essential. I make sure everyone is aligned on expectations and any changes. To maintain code quality under pressure, I rely on best practices such as writing clean, modular code, conducting peer code reviews, and implementing automated testing where possible. If necessary, I am not afraid to escalate any risks early and suggest solutions to keep the project on track. Overall, staying calm, focused, and proactive helps me deliver quality results even when working under tight deadlines. Do you have any question for us? Yes, thank you. I do have a few questions. 1. Can you tell me more about the types of projects the development team is currently working on, and what technologies are being prioritized for the future? 2. How does the organization support the professional growth and skill development of its software developers? such as training programs, certifications, or attending tech conferences. 3. What does success look like for someone in this software developer role within the first 6 to 12 months? 4. How would you describe the team culture, especially in terms of collaboration, code review processes, and knowledge sharing? 5. Are there opportunities to contribute to system architecture decisions or introduce new tools and technologies to improve workflows? I'm very excited about the possibility of joining your team and contributing to your projects while continuing to grow as a developer. Thanks for watching. I hope you now feel more confident and prepared for your software developer interview in New Zealand. Remember, the key to acing your interview is to showcase not only your technical skills, but also your ability to work well within a team and solve real-world problems. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more career tips and interview guides. Got any questions? Drop them in the comments below, or reach out to us directly. Good luck with your interview. I'm sure you'll do great.